You're in Florida, right?
Hold on. Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well today. It is flight number 124. Airborne, welcome on board. As usual, we're live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, so you can follow us on both platforms. Feel comfortable wherever you found yourself. It is still Blue Clouds TV, and the problem today's discussion is the problem persists. The problem is still coming, and it hasn't stopped. It's been how long now? Over years since Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, and then since that, after the exit of Sir Alex Ferguson, it looks like he took the whole burden away. It took everything away from Manchester United. We haven't seen the Manchester United that we know, the 1999 Manchester United that won the Champions League over the scrap of Bayern Munich. We haven't seen them again. Until when can we see Manchester United fighting with the big guys, or even competing with the top three in England, or even in the Champions League competitions? It's been shambolic. They've made so many off track decisions, off and on, behind the scenes decision, which hasn't really gelled well with the football club. So today we are going to talk about it. We title the show "The Problems That Persist at Manchester United." And before I go on, I want to acknowledge I123 love you, CFC. He said, "Hi, bro." Says, "Let's go." So yeah, I want to acknowledge all of our people that have been here, that are here with us today, and without them, we cannot even make this show possible. And also, I'm being joined here by a wonderful and a great Manchester United fan, a great fan, not just anybody, but a fan who can give us the inside out of how he feel that the club should go. If the trend is not going well, it's really, really affecting the supporters or the fans of Manchester United Football Club. So today, here we go. Herbert, welcome back to the stream.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me again. Can't wait to start this discussion about talking the shambles that is United. Hopefully, we can
Yeah.
discuss some important stuff. Definitely, I have some problems and problems with no solutions apparently when it comes to United.
Mhm.
But yeah, hoping for a good stream.
Great, great, great. Today's stream, we're gonna lay down problems that I think that the club is going through. Big up to you. Shout out to Almighty Blues FC. Shout out to you, brother. Hope you're doing very well. But yeah, I'm gonna let Herbert flow very well. So, keep your comments coming. And later on, when the stream is when he's done with his submission and the interview from him, I will start reading. I'll take time to read the messages one after the other, but I want him to flow very, very well. So that is the reason why I'm saying this. We're gonna look at certain issues that I think that Herbert will elaborate on those topics. One, we are going to talk about a broken defense in front and the back. Manchester United have conceded or two or more goals in every game since Everton held them 1-1 draw at the start of October. It's damming up from all angles. We're gonna talk about that defensive issue also, but both up front and then the main defense also. CFC said, "What's wrong with United? Broken back room, too many problems." Absolutely, CFC, too many problems. That's what we're about to talk about today. We have like I said, if you didn't hear me, we have a Manchester United fan who has joined us today, and he will give us elaborate this whole issue and how we're gonna look at the issues and how we can solve it. which I will be part of it. I'm going to help come up with my perspective and see how we can solve this problem. One is a broken defense, and number two, how do we keep Cristiano Ronaldo happy and for him to play his best? That would be the two. And then the third one will be midfield conundrum, the midfield problem. The fourth one will be leadership void. Harry Maguire. When we talk about leadership, most of that everyone based on the captainship. That one's just something that we're gonna talk about on the channel. And then also Jadon Sancho's slow start. Lots of money was being spent on Jadon Sancho. He hasn't really lived up to his expectation. Just like my own club, Romelu Lukaku. And also the off-field structure. The off-field structure. We're gonna talk about it. So Herbert, welcome to the stream one more time. Before we go into the topics and then the program that I've lined up that we're gonna elaborate and talk about, how did you see the game yesterday? How did you see the game yesterday?
I think that's a pretty standard answer to all that. Pretty much all the games I've been seeing for the past, at least for 3 months.
Mhm.
No style of play, no rhythm. Players don't know what they want to do. So three players want to do something, four players want to do something other. The manager wants them to do something which is they have never done. He wants to press high, he wants to have a high,
Uh,
really hard line, but you can't do that because Maguire has got no pace. Yeah,
it was a bit difficult to understand what you were saying. The line was just cut in and out, and you sound like a little bit of a robot.
yeah.
So if you can take that again.
Okay. Yeah. Is it better? Is it better now?
Yeah, I think it's okay if you can take it all over again so the viewers and listeners can hear.
Yeah. I was just saying, just to answer your question, what I thought about yesterday's game. I've
Yeah,
been thinking about all our games, not just yesterday. Pretty much the same thing.
yeah.
Like what's the final
It is.
image?
I
How are
think.
we going to play? What's the rhythm? And to all those,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think they should. Yeah. Okay. So
All right, Habits.
what I thought
Habits.
about
Can you
yesterday's game.
can you get
Pretty much the
yourself out?
same.
Can you get out and come back in again and see if that will help? Yeah. So yeah, Habits is gonna get out of the server and then come back again, see if it might help, so we can all understand what Habits is saying. He sounds a little bit more like an alien. So I hope you come back much more better. So yeah, whilst we wait for Hellbet, I'm gonna go around a little bit about what he was saying. Big up to Fair Boy, brother. Hope you're doing very well. Ghana, hope Ghana is cool. Hope you're doing very well. She's a big up, guys. Big up to you. Yeah, Herbert, welcome back again. I hope this
Yeah,
time the connection
yeah.
stays better.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, your answer is that what I the thoughts about yesterday's game. Pretty much all my thoughts about our recent game. What's the rhythm of the play? How are we going to approach towards the goal? Even
Uh,
yesterday, I tried literally stayed us off the park, and we don't. I mean, it's just watching this club right now. It's not good.
uh,
It's just going off the pace, ebbing away.
it's very difficult. It's very difficult to. Today's network is really, really very bad. Had to really, really understand what Herbert is trying to say. But then Herbert will sort himself out, and then we'll bring him back again. We'll bring him back again. Like I said, Herbert was trying to talk about the structures at the football club at this moment. It is very difficult to really point fingers at, like he said earlier on, really difficult to really point fingers at what Manchester United are really doing. But when you look at the top four, top five, top six teams, you could tell the pattern of playing. Those teams that are trying to play out from the back, you could tell what they're trying to do. Oh, Herbert, you're back.
Yeah. No, you're right. Definitely. Like what you said, all the top six clubs, how they are
Yeah.
going to play.
Hmm.
Like even as a United fan, I can't tell you how we are going to play. So just imagine how opposition fans must think. Like I was just saying, like Rangnick wants to press up front, right? He wants to do the high press thing. He wants to do the things which we did at Leipzig. But we can't do that because we just don't have the players. We don't have a quick centre back to be with Maguire, to
Yeah.
replace Maguire, because Varane is there, but we need someone else. At least if he is sensible, he will remove Maguire and he'll play Varane and Lindelof, and you can have that high line, then you can high press. But this is a team. You have to remember that Oli, like most of the players Oli got, right? Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, and all these players. So they have these, they have this ego that they don't want to do what Ragnick tells them. That's why we are having this dressing room altercations. So it's just not one thing. It's just not about players. It's not about the manager. Obviously, the board is always an issue. It's just this. All these things is why we are not even in the top four right now.
Yeah. Herbert, thank you very much for taking time to let us know about what in that aspect. Like you just said, I believe and I've seen Rangnick have already said it, and I read some articles about Manchester United and then idea and the philosophy of Ralph Rangnick. Rangnick wants to play high press football and high line football, but doesn't have the trust in Harry Maguire. One certain Harry Maguire, because of that, he cannot really execute the style of football that he wants to play. But then, I don't know. This is a question I'm going to ask you at the point in time. I will ask you if he is going to stay at the club
Yeah.
next season. Is he the guy? Before I ask you that question, I won't let you answer that question right now. Are we going to move on from the broken defense, and then what you're trying to get me, you're trying to tell me what you just said also make a lot of sense. Because Lindelof is a guy who has pace. If you want to play a high line, Lindelof will be a guy for you to play and pair with Varane. Varane is much smarter, so he can go onto the ball and clear the ball, and wherever the ball falls, he will let Lindelof do the second defending with his pace, or maybe he will let
Yeah.
Lindelof go on it,
Exactly.
and then Varane will clear wherever the ball goes. So it's like he will sit back, Lindelof
Yep.
attack, and then he'll use his experience, just like how they do Thiago Silva and then Rudiger does. Rudiger goes in and Thiago Silva stays behind, that kind of thing. So I think that
Exactly.
yeah, I think that if Ralph Rangnick, if really really serious and he wants to be the next season Manchester United the manager, he has to take that bold decision and drop Maguire to the bench because he's not really playing to his best. So drop him. What do you make of that, Herbert?
I think that's what the solution is. But the problem again comes is that you're trying to solve one problem, right? You're trying to remove
Hmm.
Maguire and play with Lindelof and Varane. But that's creating another problem because Maguire is 80 million, because Maguire is English, right? That's
Yeah.
going to create rift in the dressing room because how British players are there, how British players are. They would not take all these things lightly, even though Maguire should not be at United in any kind of capacity. But that's the problem. And coming to Ragnick, see, Ragnick wants to make all these decisions. Say if he wants to make the decision,
Right.
but he can't because he is an interim manager. He does not know he's going to be in the summer or not. Like you said, like if United persists with Ragnick, which I don't think so, because he has taken that consultancy role. I think that's his risk. He doesn't want anything. He wants to. It's just that he escaped a safety net. Like if the manager thing does not work out, I'm going to be associated with United and probably help them rebuild the club. But look, this centre back issue is a big problem. Even though what you said, right, about
Mhm.
Lindelof can attack the ball and play the sweeper role. He should be doing that. And Lindelof, by the way, yesterday Lindelof came in because Varane wanted to be replaced. But Lindelof came out of the team. Only reason is because his house got burgled. If you remember, like his house got burgled, and then he has to take 2 weeks off. And then he went back to his hamstring. It's not like he was dropped. He wasn't dropped because of
Right.
loss of form. And Maguire just comes in all of a sudden, and he's been dropping game after game. So I think this is the problem. Like we need someone to make that big decision, go against the board. It's going to be a big deal if Maguire is dropped, or he's not playing for at least 3 or 4 games. They will be reaching out to the British media and putting out that Ragnick is not a manager. I mean, this is the problem with United. You try to solve one thing, two problems rise up.
Yeah, you're trying to solve one problem, and the problem you're trying to solve will bring another problem, which it never goes away. So yeah, we're gonna move on from the defensive breakdown. We're gonna move on to secondly the big elephant in the room, and I'm not saying Paul Pogba, but Cristiano Ronaldo. How do we keep Cristiano Ronaldo happy
Yeah.
for him to be able to play at his best? How do we keep Cristiano Ronaldo happy? If you're joining us, whenever you join us, so don't forget to like the video and then subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. How do we keep Cristiano Ronaldo happy, Herbert, as a United fan?
See, my thing is that first of all, I don't think we should be keeping him happy. Like it is not Ronaldo United, it is Manchester United. So if he's happy, is he unhappy? Like we have to know first of all why is he unhappy. He's unhappy because he's not getting the service. That's okay. I get that. He's unhappy because Maguire is the captain when he should be the one. Okay, I get that too. But he's looked well. Yes, that was his first goal in 2022, right?
Hold on, hold on, Herbert. Hold on, Herbert.
Eight games.
Herbert, hold on 1 minute. I want to apologize to our viewers and fans that are watching us right now. It is very difficult. We're trying to. I think the service or the connection from Herbert's side is not that good. But then we're trying as much as I want to. I still want. We want. This show has to go on. So I want to apologize to our viewers and listeners that you please pardon me and forgive me for the breakdown of the voice. Sometimes it gets better and then it breaks down again. So let's try and accommodate what we hear, and let's try and
Okay, I'm just gonna sit down.
yeah. So we should be
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think I think it will be better now.
okay.
So look, about Ronaldo, I was just saying that the question you asked, right? What should we do to keep him happy? I don't think we should be keeping him happy.
Right.
That's not the aim. The aim is to keep the team happy. Right? So if we keep the team happy, he is a part of the team. He's not a separate entity, right? He is the center forward who is on 600 grand a week, right? So thing is that we have to get a central defensive midfielder. That's the first thing. Forget keeping him happy. We have to get the balance of the team right. We have to get a central defensive midfielder, and if we get that, then Pogba and Bruno, which means Ronaldo will get more service. So that's how you have to keep him happy. You have to keep and creating lots of chance for him. So that's one thing. Another thing, this is this year. That's his first goal this year, and it has come after 2 months. So he is, priest. So he has to take some responsibility for his game as well.
Okay. I was hard to understand, but it's okay. It's okay. We understand. And let me try to bring it down a little bit so we all be on the same page, guys. We got 8 of us watching the stream. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe if it's your first time watching Blue Clouds TV. I'm here with Herbert, a great Manchester United fan who knows inside out of the club. So he's trying to narrate certain issues. For me, as a neutral fan, as a Chelsea fan, to understand what the club is going through right now, and he's really answering some of these questions with much more smart ideas. He's a very smart guy. So he said there's no way we have to keep Ronaldo happy. But this is what I'm also going to narrate, put my submission in. Ronaldo is not as young as we know anymore. Ronaldo is, I think, about 36 years old. Ronaldo can do what he used to do back in the days, running and tracking back. So at this point in time, to get the best out of Ronaldo and for him to play well, because he's the best finisher in the football club, he's one of the best finishers in the Premier League. So the best way Chelsea must keep Ronaldo going is the players have to play to Ronaldo's strength. They have to play for him. They have to do all the running and do all the dirty work, and then be able to give the ball to Ronaldo to finish it. That is what Ronaldo. That is what Manchester United team has to do to be able to keep Ronaldo happy. But I'm not saying the club has to make him happy, but then they have to play to his strength because Ronaldo is not going to track back, and that is one of the problems. Because defensively, he's not giving you guys nothing, and you guys sound like, or it looks like you're playing 10 against 11. When any team that you play, even when you play a low block team, you're playing 10 against 11. When you play a high team, you're playing 10 against 11 with inclusion of Ronaldo. So when you say Ronaldo don't have to be, I mean, they don't have to keep him happy. I understand one way or the other, but in terms of the field, they have to do something to make this guy happy because he is the finisher. Marcus Rashford cannot do it. He cannot put the ball in the back of the net. Jadon Sancho also he will be coming on to him. Another guy he cannot put the ball in the back of the net. Cavani also looks like Rangnick don't really have that trust in him, and it's like Cavani and Ronaldo fighting for those position all the time. So how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we play with Ronaldo in there?
I don't think Cavani and Ronaldo are fighting for positions. Cavani is barely fit to play. Like he's always injured. So we
Okay.
only have one striker.
So let me say this real quick. Shout out to Fairboy and I123. I've got your message. Thank you very much. I think it's been fixed. Also Herbert and Fairboy said Silva has no pace as well as Aspi. Ruben Diaz has no pace. Yet Pep players I think he's trying to say yet Pep plays a high line. The problem is the United players are unwilling to apply themselves, which is go to the extreme and play very well. I mean, they're too lazy, if that's how he's trying to say. United players are too lazy. I123 said, "Hello,
I was just saying, like, obviously, you were saying, like, unable to apply themselves. That is
Mhm.
true, but you can't have Maguire and Lindelof, and you expect them to apply themselves because they don't have that ability to apply.
Right,
Say if I put, let's say if I put, what is this guy? What's that left back you play? Alonso and
Alonso,
Alonso can play a centre back, right? If I say forget Alonso, if I put forget like I put Christensen and Thiago Silva, it's not going to work, right? Because both of them are very slow, right?
right."
So it's not going to complement. So thing is that that's the same thing we are facing, but the difference is that Chelsea don't have a 80 million centre back. You can make those changes. We can't, and we are forced to play Maguire. That's the thing.
Yeah, that makes it. That makes a lot of sense. Now we're gonna move on from making Cristiano Ronaldo happy. The next one will be the midfield conundrum. Before the season kick off, United fans felt as if they were I mean, they were. I mean, the defensive midfield short of a little challenge. You know, like the problem going on with McTominay, the DM situation. They had Van der Beek. They couldn't use him. They couldn't know how to use Ole Gunnar fancy Van der Beek. Now Van der Beek is gone. Now it is now McFred, and also Mick whatever the guy from Chelsea, which is the other guy, the other midfielder, defensive midfielder from Chelsea, the tall guy, the very very tall guy. Matic. So either Matic, Fred, or Matic and Pogba. So many problems. They still can't really rectify who the midfield battle is going to be. Is it going to be between McTominay? Is it going to be between Fred and McTominay, or maybe Matic and Pogba? Whatever is going on. Can you elaborate that? Let us know what is going on with that defensive attribute, this defensive
I
problem.
think all the combinations you mentioned, it is none of them because Matic can't play more than 60 minutes and he can play only one game a week, so he
Yeah,
is ruled out. McTominay and Fred, both of them are not defensive midfielders. They are just doing one person's job and they are doing it twice
yeah,
because both of them can't do it alone. We saw
right.
it yesterday as well.
Mhm.
And then we don't have anyone, to be honest. So that's where the source of our problem is, that if we had like Bissouma yesterday, like he was very good, yeah, he was very good. If we had a Bissouma, if we had a, I don't know, some other midfielders, like even that, even if a Declan Rice, right? So it
Yeah,
would be a much more balanced team, because it's such an important position. Like, just look at the last 10 years, right? Any successful team, not just club football, international football, everyone has a defensive midfielder, right? If you
right.
look at World Cup winning teams from 2010, you can look at Busquets, then 2014 Schweinsteiger, then 2018 Conte, right? And
Yeah.
then Euros and everything, right? And obviously Chelsea won the Champions League. Madrid won three Champions League in a row with Casemiro as a holding midfielder.
Mhm.
And it isn't a coincidence that United haven't won anything. They haven't won a title since 2013. They haven't won a Champions League since 2008. And I mean, Chelsea have won three European trophies in 13 months. So, and you have one of the best defensive midfielders in your ranks. So it is quite evident like we need one. And I think we will be getting one. And I'm very confident we are going to go for Declan Rice, even though we shouldn't be going for him. We should
Mhm.
go for a Tuchumeni or someone like that. So look, the thing, just to summarize about the midfield, is that unless we don't get a defensive midfielder, and the defensive midfielder, which it's of a particular mold, say even if it's like a Haidara or someone like that,
Yeah.
I will not be like, I don't think we are going to be doing anything even for the next season. You cannot, win or challenge for the Premier League without a defensive midfielder. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true. Just like what happened in the finals against Chelsea, there was no defensive midfielder for Thomas Tuchel's team.
Fernandinho.
Yeah, and then that brought the loss to Manchester United, Manchester City for not winning the Champions League. That is said, and it's more understandable. Like you said, the DM situation, and then I hope that in the future we'll find out. Is United is there any rumors that United is going for any specific player to come in? You're very clear now. Your voice is very very clear right now. Some CSV said
Okay.
CSV said Herbert is clear now. Yeah, and then he said what DM will you get? Oh yeah, well that's the question that I'm about to ask Herbert right now. Fairboy said honest, if you are to be honest, Ronaldo has been missing sitters. Ronaldo should also take a critical look at himself, which is yeah, that is what do you make of that?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think when my voice was breaking, that's what I was saying. It's
Yeah,
all right, you wanting to keep him happy and all that kind of stuff, but as I said, like, this is his first goal in 2022, and it's
yeah,
coming towards the end of February, right? So
right,
it's not like he was good. He was also missing sitters. He missed quite last game. I think it's, well, yeah, it's against Middlesbrough. He missed a very like sort of an open goal. He missed a penalty as well. So
yeah,
look, it's not about Ronaldo. I couldn't care less if he's happy or not. I want the team to do well. Look, obviously he's a big influence and all that, but it's a team game. You are not just playing for the number 7, you're playing for all the
right.
numbers. So yeah.
Yeah, so we've already moved on from the Ronaldo issue, but I just brought it back a little bit. So, as my friend over here also asks, what kind of a DM are you guys going for? As referred to the DM midfield conundrum questions that I asked you.
Yeah.
What kind of a DM
So
you guys going in
so
for?
look, there are three situations which are there. Okay, let me go for the first situation. That is the club signing. So
Mhm.
the club are desperate for Declan Rice, right?
Yeah,
They want Declan Rice. They have scouted him for at least 2 years now. Obviously, he's a Chelsea boy. He loves Chelsea, and he wants to go back there. It's probably the worst kept secret. Problem is that West Ham will definitely want 80 million, and I don't think Chelsea will pay that. They want to buy Jules Koundé, who is going to cost around 60 million. So I don't think they want to be spending too much on Declan Rice. And obviously, and if I am Chelsea, you should not be buying Declan Rice for anything less, like at least maximum 50 million. Chelsea have a very good scouting system. You can go for Tchouameni or someone like that. So that's the Chelsea side. But look, that's the club signing. So Declan Rice is one. Then there is the Ragnick signing, which is kind of interesting because I don't think he wants to sign a defensive midfielder per se. He wants to play with 1-6 and 2-8s,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
that 1-6 could be anyone, right? He wants sort of a competitive midfielder, so someone like a Haidara. That's the kind of player he wants. Someone who is high intensity. So that's one thing. He does not want a Jorginho kind of midfielder. He wants like a Fernandinho, Fabinho kind of one. That's the thing. And then there is a third one, whoever the new manager is. Say it's a Ten Hag, so he might want someone different, right?
Yeah.
So that's the three possibilities. But again, I'm not convinced that we are going to get a defensive midfielder. I think we are going to get number 8, who we will be trying to turn into defensive midfielder. We have to keep in mind that Pogba is also going to go, right? So we have to get a replacement for him. So we just not need one, we need two, minimum two midfielders.
So from what you just told me, that sounds and looks like United are not really going to go in for a DM right now until they find they're really certain with Ralph Rangnick, or they know who the next Manchester United manager is going to be. That would lead them to
Yeah.
the kind of a DM they bring into the
Say,
football club.
but if Declan Rice is available for 60 million or 70 million, I think United will go irrespective of the manager, because he is British. He's going to cost a lot of money. He's marketable. I mean, not marketable in terms of, a Pogba or something, but he is British, right? And
Yeah.
United love the easier options. Let's just buy someone from Britain as well. Who wants to scout a Chouameni and Gravenberg and all those kinds of players? Okay. So I think if Declan Rice is available and he somehow says that I don't want to go to Chelsea, I want to go to United and all that kind of stuff, then I think United will definitely be in for him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think the midfield situation, we found out what the problem is. This with this platform and this topic and this content we're creating over here is much more educatable and then more educational for a lot of people. We're trying to go into the problem and we're trying to give solutions to how these problems can be solved. So the next one that we're gonna talk about is a leadership void. Harry Maguire, leadership problem in the football club. There is no leader at the football club at the moment. Harry Maguire, who just came from Leicester City, price tag, and he was being made. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made him the club captain. In your perspective and your view as a Manchester United fan, do you think it was a right decision for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to take at that moment before he made him a club captain?
Yeah, so look, let's just look this, obviously, I mean, I know the history of what happened. So Ole Gunnar, when we bought Maguire, okay, we had Valencia as the captain, Antonio Valencia.
Yeah.
And then Valencia retires from football and he goes to Ecuador to play his thing, right? And then Ole makes Maguire the captain.
Yeah.
Now, why does he make him the captain? Is because, he was the big signing. He was English. He just had the amazing, overrated World Cup, and he was quite the media darling as well. All the memes and the like followers and everything. Even
Yeah.
though De Gea was at the club, I think we bought Bruno in 2019 January, who had a better season than Maguire. So that's one thing. Second thing is that the leadership problem. When you look at Maguire, like, he's not a leader. I'm sorry, he's just not a leader. He's a very kind of like, he just gets so down. You can see him on his face. Like, he's not a leader. He should not be even playing for United. Forget about wearing the armband. He should not be as a outfield player. Forget the armband. You should not be at United. That's the first thing. But again, say, like, you're inflating egos who are not worth it, right? When Oli buys this player, Maguire thinks like, I'm an 80 million pound centre back, even though he has more relegations than Ronaldo has Champions League.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the problem, man. The wrong people have power at this club. The who are not good at their job, they have the most power. So that's why we are, fighting for top four. We should not win the season after buying Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo.
So in your perspective and how things are going right now, Harry Maguire doesn't deserve a lot of Manchester United fans said this guy doesn't really deserve to be a Manchester United captain.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Absolutely.
By
And
the way, there was a report today. Today there was a report by, I think, the Build guy. The Build German outlet, Christian
yeah,
Falk.
Christian
He's
Falk.
put out a story that there are cliques at United. Like, Ronaldo is not happy with the English clique of Rashford, Maguire, Sancho, and this Luke Shaw, and
Hmm.
he has his own clique of the Portuguese guys and Varane as well. So there's clear difference in the defending. You can even see it on the pitch. Like, Maguire never passes to Ronaldo. You can just see it. Like, if you put out a graph, you will never see them passing together.
He never passes to Ronaldo.
No, 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 never. He goes for Sancho or Rashford, but he won't pass to Ronaldo.
But what? Why? This is crazy. I thought it's supposed to be a teamwork.
Yeah, I think I mean, it should be. The thing is that first, that Ronaldo is not good enough to take the ball into his stride. He's not a number 9. He's just a goal scorer. He hasn't got the touch of a Benzema or a Lewandowski. Right?
Yeah.
So he's not really a back to front goal kind of player. He's a
Yeah.
goal scorer. He's a goal hanger. Like, he does not have the skills of a. He's you can say he's a bit of a Lukaku. I mean, obviously, like, different players, but Lukaku can't hold the ball. He can't link up the play like a Benzema, Suarez, and Lewandowski, right? So the
Right.
main problem with is that even like if he fills the ball into him, like his first touch is not so good. Like it's okay. Second thing is that Maguire does not have the ability to pick him up. Like he does not. There is this myth that he's a ball playing centre back, which is not true. I mean, just even if you watch one game of United, you can at least count on your one hand that at least there'll be five times where Maguire will try this pass from centre back to left wing. Like how Thiago Silva or Van Dijk, do that, spreading the play right from centre back to either of the wings. And every time he tries that pass, it goes outside for the throw. Every single time. Like I don't even remember the last time he hit the target. So you know, it's a problem for both. It's not just Ronaldo. It's that Maguire is not good enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's try and come up with a solution for how we can find a suitable captain for Manchester United. In your opinion, and you stand in as a Manchester United fan, who will you suggest that a new club captain should be moved on, and how can we do that transition?
See, the thing with the captaincy is that I don't have any faith in anyone. I don't want to make a keeper the captain because, again, I don't like goalkeepers being captain. That's just a personal thing. Then you have the center backs, and we don't have anyone. There is no clear cut candidate. Then the midfield, I don't want Bruno to be the captain. Like he's. I mean, like Lester's not going to Bruno. He's like, I think he's one of the most overrated players in the Premier League, like
Yeah.
ever. So I don't want him wearing the armband. Plus, he's very petulant. Like, you can just see him; he's always arguing with the ref, even though it's like simple fouls and everything. I don't want him to be the captain.
Right.
Pogba is going to leave, so you can't put on the armband on him. So we don't have a choice. The only outright choice is Ronaldo because he's a club legend. That's it. Right? And out of, it's not like it's my choice, but because of the lack of choice, I think I'll probably give it to Ronaldo.
Yeah, over here in the chat, Alpha said Ronaldo like Lukaku. Ronaldo like Lukaku question mark. His first touch is good as Lewandowski. I don't agree. I'm not sure who said that. Did you say that? Did you say Ronaldo and Lukaku is
No,
first?
I said that Ronaldo is like Lukaku in the terms of linking up the play, right? So if say like, Jorginho is trying to find Lukaku in the channel and he wants to build the play from the midfield to the forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think like you can trust Lukaku to hold the ball up and turn the defender and give it to the winger so that he can get into the box and the winger crosses. You
Right.
cannot do Lukaku. Even at United, we have faced the same problem. That's why I wanted Martial to play. But Lukaku was 75 million. That's why he had to play. Same thing is Ronaldo. If you watch him, like he's so stiff. He's very stiff. He's got a good first touch, but I'm talking about the first touch of setting up the attack. I'm not talking about just controlling the ball. Obviously, he's a legend of the game. He can do that. But I'm talking in terms of a Benzema and a Suarez in their prime. Even a Benzema is probably the best at doing that, and he can't do that. And at United, you have to do that because we don't have creative wingers. We have two creative players in Bruno and in Pogba and Fernando. That's it. So we are relying so much on the centre forward to not just be a goal scorer. So that's the problem I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that they are similar, but they just can't do that because Ronaldo is not that kind of player. He's a goal scorer. If you like yesterday, you saw the goal right out of nowhere.
Hmm.
He can do that. But the other side of being a centre forward, the modern number 9, if I may, that
Yeah.
he can't do it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Fairboy said, if I'm to defend Maguire, I think the captaincy responsibility weighs too much on him. That is that his football is affected. I think he said it's affected there. Yeah, Fairboy, I got your message in. So now we're gonna move on to we're done with the leadership, which is the captainship at the at the club. Now we're gonna move on to Jadon Sancho's slow start. Slow start, that is part of the lack of a direction for the Manchester United football team. Those scouting players and those that are bringing their player in. Jadon Sancho is a player that is it doesn't have pace. He's even finding it very difficult to take a man on, just like Timo Werner. So what is wrong? What is going on with Jadon Sancho? Why do you think he's not playing well? We see. I mean, Herbert.
I think over the last couple of games he has
Yeah.
done well. He's coming into his own. That's because he's getting a run of games.
Yeah.
And he's being played from the left. But that's where he did the most damage at Dortmund as well. I mean, we bought him as a right winger, but he looks very uncomfortable on that side, like all of the wingers. That's the problem. We don't have any right-footed right wingers. Can you think of any right-footed right wingers? I don't think so. All of them are inverted wingers, right-footed left wingers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So sorry, left-footed right wingers, Salah, Mahrez, and all these kinds of guys, right? So look, he looks comfortable on the left, and I would play him on the left. I don't want Rashford anywhere near this team. Rashford looks even more uncomfortable. So that's one thing. And about the slow start, I think that's the thing that was not on Rangnick. It was more on Oli. He bought the 75 million pound player, and he
Yeah.
has to give him game time. Like it's not
Mhm.
like if he does one bad game to take him out. You have to give him at least 6 or 7 games. You have to give him the space to fail. Right? Otherwise, he's not going to improve. And now we are seeing the best of him. Not the best of him, but at least there is some gradual improvement. He's playing how he plays. It's a very street kind of football. Like how, like you can say a bit of like a Callum Hudson-Odoi kind of football.
Yeah.
Like he wants to take on players, do tricks, do nutmegs and all those kind of things.
Mhm.
And he's giving the numbers as well. He scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. So it's not like, he's just doing showbiz and all that. So it's a good thing. He's coming into his thing. But thing is that he has to play left wing throughout the next at least 6 or 7 games. And Rashford should not be starting. So, and if he starts, you put him on the right. There is this dumb thing they do, they swap sides in between the games, which I don't like. So I think I have lots of faith on Sancho. Like,
Yeah.
he will come good.
Yeah, Herbert said he has lots of faith on Jadon Sancho. Let's give him some time, just like we've given Timo Werner and some other players. He believes that the guy will come good, maybe by the start of the next season. So this season, we'll forgive Jadon Sancho, but I hope that things work well. Um, I said something about did we give me the answer for who we should give the captains to?
Yeah, I said that. I mean, you asked me, but I said that
Yeah.
there are no clear cut choices.
Okay.
So because of the lack of choices, I'm going to give it to Ronaldo because
Ronaldo.
I mean, look, he has won all these Champions League and Ballon d'Ors.
You think he's going to take
We
it?
haven't won anything in the last around 12 years. Yeah, I mean, he's very self-centric person. I mean, imagine you have won 5 Champions League and your captain is someone who has been relegated 3 times. Will you not take the armband?
It's crazy. So yeah, we're done with Jadon Sancho right now. Herbert said we should give him a chance. He will strive. He will do better. So we're gonna move on to the off-field stretches. Part of United's lack of direction in the pitch is understandable when there is no clear strategy on the field. The lack of director at this moment, Ed Woodward is no more with the club, but has been questioned for many years. The kind of players that Ed Woodward brings in, as a lot of Chelsea fans, I mean, Arsenal, Manchester United fans says he's not a footballing man. As rival, all move with time, but what will work for Manchester United? I mean, that City as a rival. But my question that I ask is, are still Manchester United in the idea of bringing in signature players, big name players, instead of looking at what goes on the pitch? Because it looks like it's going to be very difficult for you guys to qualify for the Champions League this season.
Yeah, look, I think we can discuss Maguire's form, we can discuss Ronaldo, we can discuss all these players, but towards the end, everything comes towards the board. That's the biggest problem. Like we have a point. Woodward's gone, by the way, so he's not part of the
Mhm.
picture anymore. But
Right.
we have Woodward 2.0 and Richard Arnold and Mortar, who are basically club elements. They're not someone from outside. They were working previously towards the club. So again, I don't have any faith in them. Now we are trying to appoint a deputy director of football. Again, I'm not convinced. I think they will be appointing someone like some idiotic appointment like Patrice Evra, who has got no
Yeah.
experience in this management thing. So that's one thing, and I think this board issue is going to be always going to be there. I am resigned to the fact. I don't think if you can bring in Pep also, I don't think we are going to win the league. So because you just don't have that footballing people. I think I gave this example to you a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah.
When Lampard was giving his interview for the Chelsea job, he was giving an interview to Roman, to Marina, and other people as well. And those other people knew about the game, right? They were not just commercial people.
Right.
At United, it is so different, right? We are giving interviews to people who are previously working in banks, like they have no like footballing background. So that's the problem. Like, if you want to be successful on the pitch, you have to have the people who know how to do that. Look, I don't know what Marina's footballing background is, but she's clearly good at her job, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and Roman has the faith in her. But
Yeah.
at
And
United, we have appointed Darren Fletcher.
and you see, this is what Marina does. Some people behind the scenes don't know what Marina Gunnar Solskjaer does. Marina Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't bring players to the club. Marina Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't buy players and bring them to the club. The only thing he does, he's a negotiator. He go when the director of football, which is Peter Cech, who doesn't know much about. That is something also I want to link. I want to talk about. Marina Gunnar Solskjaer that goes in and negotiate and bring and get the best deal that will favor or that will be good for the football club. But this is what I want to say. I know some people were talking about bringing in Real Ferdinand, bringing in Patrick Evra as a sporting director. That would be shambolic. If you want to move on and be an elite team, just like Chelsea, just like Manchester City, Liverpool, you have to go ahead and then employ an elite sporting director, just like what Tottenham Hotspur have done at this moment. You have to go in and bring an elite football director. If you go in and bring Patrick Evra, those that haven't done it before, it's not the job for the boys. We're not talking about a job for the boys. We're talking about sporting directors that are cream to the cream, that knows the job, that come in and put their foot down, and then things will be moving in the right direction. From what I think is, Chelsea have to make Ralph Rangnick a sporting director, technical guy. But I know I was told he doesn't like it, but that is what suits him because I like the way he talks. And I like his ideas and put his philosophy and bring in those players. And then United have to go in for a very suitable coach that can play the tiki-taka football because now it's going to be very difficult for people to understand the Ralph Rangnick style. So if I were Ralph Rangnick, I'll be the technical director. And over time, once we bring in I bring in the kind of players that I think they will help play my style, and Pochettino, whatever comes in and use those players very well. Over time, they will understand the style. Then I become a coach, and then things will move on very easily for me if that's how we want to take it. But to me, like we talk about, an elite sporting director will be the best thing for Manchester United at this moment. Let me read. I'll come back to you again, Helbert. Let me read what the chat are saying. This is coming from a Fat Boy. He said, if I'm to defend him. I think I've read that one. CFC said, I think Ronaldo is a good soccer. It's a good goal scorer. Only give him chance, he will score. He can't do anything other than that. Absolutely. I agree with you, CFC. I agree with you 100%. Fairboy said United can sign big money players and they will do fine. But when they buy these players, they are bored to expect a lot from them winning trophies, making top two a priority. Yes, bringing in 80 million worth of players to the club. What else are you going to expect from them? Trophies, winning. But you have to understand, winning doesn't just come overnight. It has to be in your DNA. Alex Ferguson have taken all that DNA away. Now they have to find a coach that will build that winning mentality into their brain. Do they need a psychologist, Helbert? Do Manchester United need a psychologist to sit down with them and
I
tell
think
them?
the first thing United,
Mhm.
I think, I think the first thing United need is to stop talking about DNA. I don't want to see any kind of DNA talks. That
Okay.
will be long dead when Sir Alex retired. No more DNA talks. DNA stands for do not attack. We don't attack the goal. DNA, only DNA we have been following. Look, I don't want any kind of DNA nonsense. And what's that got to us? We have been playing McTominay, Rashford, all these bang average squad players at best from the academy. So I want proper technical players, players who can control the football, receive the ball on the half turn, play midfield, who know where the wingers,
Hold
fullbacks
on.
who can overlap. That's the DNA I want. I don't want anything other than that.
Okay. Um. Oh, okay. Oh, I get. Yeah, I made the. So yeah, Herbert say he doesn't want to hear anything about the DNA. DNA doesn't exist. Do not attack. DNA. Do not attack. So Herbert, yeah, you're funny. What about CFC said, what about Don the Big? Donny the Big.
Yeah. What about Donny van de Beek? He got man of the match against Leeds. What a surprise. And Lampard, he comes out in this post-match conference and he says what United fans have been crying out for the last 1.5 years, that he is not a number 10, he's an 8. And that's what he said. He said, I wanted to play two eights and one attacking midfielder in Gordon, and he played Alan and Donny as two eights. He didn't play two sixes, and Donny got man of the match. That's the summary of it. And we have been using as a replacement for Bruno, even though he can play that role, but his best role is an 8. He's a competitive
Mhm.
midfielder who is a technical competitive midfielder, which is a rare
Yeah.
breed, right? You get either the midfielder of a Jorginho who are technically good but physically not that up to the level, or you get a Conte, who are physically good but technically they're not as good as Jorginho. But Donny is one of those rare players. They have both the abilities, you know. But again, that's the thing with him, because Donny does not have the DNA. He's not an English player. He's not from Manchester,
Yeah.
and that's why he's at loan with Everton. So I mean, I hope Ten Hag comes in the summer, and he kicks up
So we
Tomley and Fred, and Donny gets his chance.
so you think that when Eric Ten Hag come to the club, it will be much more better than other coaches, Pochettino and then the others.
I
Pochettino,
look. I don't want
Pochettino
my.
hasn't win any.
my
Yeah, he hasn't win anything. Poch hasn't win anything.
Yeah, he's not won anything. Plus, look, if you were at the situation at United, right? Poch has failed at PSG. Do you want a failed manager at PSG? And this PSG has the luxury of Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, and he wants to go from that dressing room to a dressing room full of
Mhm.
divided dressing room. So I don't want that. I don't want him to feel that okay, if I fail at PSG, the United job is always there for me. We are not that kind of club. We are bigger than PSG historically. Maybe not now, but historically we are. So I don't want him. I'm excited by the idea of Ten Hag, right? He wants to play the technical side of football, and if
Yeah.
he wants to play that, he will buy players accordingly. So, and he'll play Donny as well. So out of those two, definitely Ten Hag I want.
Right. He wants Ten Hag. He doesn't want Pochettino. So I'm gonna ask one of the questions. So at this moment, Rangnick, Ronaldo, who is the problem? United board, Rangnick, Ronaldo.
Look, if I have to give a rating, I'll say the board first, definitely.
Hmm.
Then I'll not put two and three. I'll say the second is both Ronaldo and Ragnick, because Ragnick wants to play high pressing, but but Ronaldo does not press. So either the manager is expecting something he's not going to get from that player, and the player can't do that because he does not have that. He's not a 23-year-old Ronaldo. He can't do that. He's 37 now, so he has to conserve his energy for scoring goals. So I don't think that's a problem per se. But again, there are bigger problems than Ragnick and Ronaldo. If you don't have a DM, Maguire is a big problem. The dressing room cliques, they are a big problem. So I mean, it's just so disoriented with United right now. There is nothing. I mean, the only probably, I think, look, the fan base is pretty much divided, but I think the only time the fan base comes together is, everyone agrees that Maguire is not good enough.
One more question before we end the stream. We're approaching almost 60 minutes of the stream, and it's been a very, very educative and wonderful stream for the day. Fairboy said, what does Herbert rate? Question, results or performance? What do you rate, results or performance? Before I go to my last question.
Look, I'm more of a performance guy because I think that's more sustainable. But again, results, football is a result-based business.
Oriented,
But again,
result
we saw
oriented,
what
yeah.
happened last year with United. Yeah, what happened with United last year? We reached the Europa League final. We didn't play well. We didn't play well throughout the Europa League. By the way, we were quite lucky in lots of games. And when somehow we went to the final and
Young boys.
lost, right? Same goes for the league. Goes for the league as well. Unless you don't have a level of performance where you can fall back to, right?
Yeah.
Say like let me just take an example of Chelsea itself. Like say you are playing bad, but you have the level of what you did in the Champions League final, and you can go back to that. That's the standard. Like that's what we won. That's what made the best club what you were, right? At United, we don't have that. We have individual performances slash results, and then we don't have something to go back to. So I think that's the biggest problem. I'm a full performance guy. Results are needed, obviously, but it's not sustainable if you're just getting results. If you want results, you just look at the score line. Why bother watching the match, right?
Yeah, and this
Definitely performance over results because
yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying like performance over the results because it is more sustainable.
Okay. So this last question is going to Herbert and everyone in the chat listening and watching us. Let us know what you think. Which of these two teams do we see winning the Premier League trophy first? Is it going to be Manchester United or Newcastle United? Herbert.
Oh God, that's a good question. Uh Look, as a United fan, I would like to hope that we are first. We are at least. I'm not saying can win it, but definitely we are more, further along in challenging. But again, Newcastle can be the next Chelsea. They can be the next Man City. If we're not, we are not taking them seriously. I told you, I think I told you and all, like, a couple of streams back, like, if I'm Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, I'm not scared of United. I'm more scared of Aston Villa and Newcastle because they are operated correctly, right? We have the big name, we have the big signings and everything, but we are not operated as a football club. We are operated as a franchise, this the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
Super Bowl what happened right now.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay, the Glazers own that. They didn't even make playoffs. So they're going to invest more money into that thing because that's what their sport is, right? And
Right.
they're going to take the money off the United's earnings and they're going to invest into that. So that's where we are going to fall back. So look, I want to say like United will be winning. I'm not sure when we'll be winning, but definitely challenging for the league. But again, Newcastle, they have got these owners. They're going to make footballing appointments. They bought the Brighton's director of football, if you remember. Like they're making footballing appointments. So I'm not talking about as a perspective of a United fan, but definitely if I'm a Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City at this point, I mean Newcastle are definitely someone to keep an eye on.
That's what I think. I think Newcastle will be a team to win it because I see Manchester United winning the Premier League again in the next 6 years. They're not anywhere close because of the foundation. It will take them almost
I mean, look, let me just I was just think. I mean, let me just say one more thing. Like, I don't think United can win the league till Pep is there. By the way,
by what?
that's my just small.
You don't think what?
To say till Pep is there, Pep Guardiola, till he is there at Man City, I don't think United can win the league. That's my assumption.
So yeah, That's how I feel. I feel like if he's United are going to come in, it would take almost about 6 seasons for them to make uh, smart transfers. Let some of these players go. Maguire can be in there. Maguire, if either if Maguire have to be sold or use Maguire on the bench or whatever style you play to suit Maguire, you have to do it. But it will take almost about 4 seasons to make the full transfer. And once the transfer comes in, those players have to play for almost about a whole season, 1 season and a half, be able to gel and understand each other very well, and then they can pick up and then compete very well, 100% with the already developed teams, which will be Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and
I
maybe
think same
Everton.
goes for. I think what you just said. I think what you just said that
Mhm.
goes more for Chelsea than United. I think forget United. Like we need at least 3 more years to even become stable. Forget about challenging the league. I think Chelsea and Liverpool, I think you have to become more than the cup team. I think Chelsea are a bit of a cup team right now. They can win on one-off games, but in
Mhm.
a league type format, I think they're not consistent. They don't make the bad teams look bad. I know a couple of your results where you should have won, but against a small league side you lost, right? Or got a draw. So I think Chelsea have to do that. Look, you won the Club World Cup and everything. It's a good thing you have completed the set and all that, but
Mhm.
you are 16 points behind Man City.
Right.
What are you going to do about that? Right?
What?
Forget United are not going to think like that. What I just said, United are never going to think like that. But Chelsea have a competent board. They want to win. Their
Mhm.
owner is so much invested in that football club. He has been for the last 10 years. He wants to buy the land around London or whatever the Chelsea thing is.
Yeah.
He's not able to do that. So he's so much into that. So I think what you just said, like consistency and everything, that's more
Yeah.
towards the clubs like Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah. So as of
They
now,
just need 2.5 more
even
years.
as of now, for as a Chelsea fan, I'll tell you the main problem for Chelsea team right now. We're looking at trying to fix that problem in the next summer is players that will get goals, that will put the ball in the back of the net. Defensive wise, we already solved. We have some players coming in midfield. Midfield is jump pack. Now we're looking for prolific strikers, players that can really fit the style of Thomas Tuchel. So that's where we are at this moment, and that will take us just a season to get that done. We thought we had it, but it looks like it's Lukaku is still struggling. But then we have to look ahead of Lukaku, not just to rely on him. Play our football, first night, we bring in Kai Havertz. And I don't want to make this show a Chelsea show. It's a Manchester United show, so it is all strictly Manchester United show. And I've been asking lots of questions to Herbert, lots of very very smart questions, and he's giving me all these answers. And as of now, we haven't seen we've seen lots of managers come into the team. We haven't seen any improvement. Have you seen any improvement of Ralph Rangnick right now as a Manchester United coach? Have you seen any improvement?
I think the only improvement I have seen is that at least there is something he wants to do. Like
Yeah.
there is a style of play he wants to implement, but the
Mhm.
players are not willing to do that. They don't have the capacity to do that. And some are, they are not good enough. So in that way, there is a small improvement, at least, against Palace, the first
Yeah.
game. Like,
Mhm.
we were trying to press, but we could manage only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but, it's a long way before we can, call ourselves any kind of contenders for the league or cup competitions. We're going to be out of the Champions League. Don't worry. Next week we are playing Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Even if we get past them, I don't think we can beat Bayern, Chelsea, Liverpool over two legs. So I don't feel what's the. I mean, it's good money for the Glazers. Obviously, if we get out of the last round of 16, you're going
Mhm.
to get an additional pay and all that. But improvements are there, but it is very. I mean, I don't think I can celebrate those improvements.
Yeah. You could tell the frustration in Herbert's voice. He's not a happy guy at all. Ralph Ruddick and his Ralph and his boys are not making me happy. But thank you very much, Herbert. This is where the show is going to end us. We've done an hour, 4 minutes of live streaming. And just like CSC said, I 1 2 3 said probably Man United winning it. But I don't think it's that close for Manchester United to be able to win the Premier League. It will be some other team. I said maybe Newcastle United because they are building. They are building. They have a lot of money, and they're doing some smart signings. So yeah, it looks like Newcastle to me, because what is going on with Man United doesn't give me the. I don't see the future. I don't see the future for Manchester United. So yeah, I want to say thank you everyone for that. Everyone that joined us here, those that hop in and then hop out within seconds, that's fine. And that's fine with me. And those that stay with me until now, I want to say thank you very much. CFC, CSV said, very a great show, brother. Much love to you both. Thank you very much. We love you too, brother. It's always nice to see you here, and always nice to support a brother that is streaming. So I want to say thank you very much, Herbert, once again for coming on. It's always a pleasure. When I call on you, you don't hesitate. You always come in and help to keep our fans educated or educate our fans that listen and watches us. We don't create on my platform. I always say we don't create any mediocre content. I don't follow just clickbait. I make sure I bring the content that you need to listen that will educate you. And I bring in very, very smart, knowledgeable football fans to the platform to have their say. So, and whoever is watching the stream at this moment, you can go back and then go, if you're just joining us, go back and then start the watch the stream. It is very, very, very educative. So we're gonna move on, and Herbert, thank you very much, and you have a good night, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, do you have anything you want to say before we end the stream, Herbert? Do you have anything you want to say in the stream before we end the stream?
I mean, look, obviously, I mean, it's all good about talking about United, but I was just thinking, a couple of things about, top clubs, top clubs. When I mean, like, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Bayern.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, how far we are, and like, I was just thinking, like, obviously, you are excited to watch your team
Yeah.
because you have a certain standard you want them to play. My thing is that I want them to play to a particular standard, but they haven't been playing for the last 3 years, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
as I said, three European trophies in 13 months for Thomas Tuchel. I don't think United have had 3 trophies in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So, long way to go for us.
Thomas Tuchel is winning everything. What do you make of Thomas Tuchel? What do you make of him?
I still feel that he's not getting back properly. I mean,
He's not getting back.
Roman should be giving him an open checkbook.
Do you think he's not getting back?
I think he's not getting back for the players he wants. I don't think he wanted Lukaku.
Oh,
I don't think he wanted Saul.
let me explain this to you. As a Chelsea fan, I will tell you this. As a Chelsea fan, Saul to the club was a trial lock signing. You get what I'm saying? Thomas Tuchel is really going to make his own signings in the summer. At this moment, we in a January transfer, we were thinking of getting players out instead of bringing players in. So our idea was in the January transfer was to get some of the. I wouldn't use the word dead woods. I wouldn't use that, but I'm trying to use the word that players that don't really fit the style, or players like Ross Barkley, some other players that are on transfer. We're trying to get them off the club. So then in the summer, as it is reported that 200 million is the money that will be given to Thomas Tuchel to be able to bring in certain players that he really like. He fancy the move of Kunde. Kunde is a player that we'll be working on from last season from Sevilla, and it's not an easy deal to make. But Kunde himself tweeted and he said certain things that if Chelsea really want him, they really have to have patience. So the summer, Kunde price will drop down, and then we can have him a little bit more cheaper than if we have to go fight for him in January. And no one wants to release his player to go in January in the middle of the season. Very difficult to do that. So I'll say that we are working on it. And then I'm gonna create another show in the near future very soon. And I'll bring you on and I'll try and bring I have a Liverpool fan also in there. Then I'll bring a Chelsea fan also on the platform. So all three of you will come back, and then we all gonna sit here and talk about the top 6 teams. What do you make of that?
Yeah, no issues.
Great.
I mean, obviously, fans is a great thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a stream that I'll be working on next time when I have you here. We'll be talking about the top 6 when there's not much going on there's a break or something. We'll talk about the top 6 very soon, and I'll invite you if you have time. That would be nice, and I'll get you on. So thank you, Herbert, and thank you for coming on. And you have the rest of the night. Have a good night's sleep, and I'll catch you some other time. Herbert.
Yes, yes.
All right. So yeah, that was my guy Herbert, and then you guys had it all. Those that were here with me, they had everything that Herbert said. Amazing guy, and I hope that things get very well for Manchester United. He's a Manchester United fan, and then he's been worried a lot. He gets worried. I hope that things go on well for him, and we'll see him soon, or we'll see you guys soon in next stream. I'll talk to Herbert behind the scene. So you guys live well, eat well, enjoy your day. Life is too short. Later those splendons. Hang on to hope, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Don't forget to keep your bell notification icon active at all times so you wouldn't miss anything from Blue Clouds TV. See ya.